Yes. Yes, Morris. Original Champs Camp. Yeah. So yeah, introduce yourself, Morris, yeah?
My name is Morris Cole. I'm one of the owners and management, and also one of the champions in Champs Camp Boxing Club, named as the Phil Martin Centre.
Yeah. What years did the Champs Camp start?
We started, Phil started, a guy called Phil Martin, we'll keep going on about, he started this gym probably in 1982, roundabouts there. But he wasn't in this gym, he was in another gym in the corner.
Okay.
Which was a Kung Fu gym, and it's run by a man called Chet. We started there. We came over here about, say, 6-7 years later. This was the old court building downstairs. So we bought the building and took over.
Okay. Yeah. So is there a lot of boxers been through this camp?
Yeah, a lot of good fighters. Phil started out, like I said, you know, we came on the map with nothing, zero, and through the years we've built up to a stable where it's a feared, you know, it's a feared boxing club, and we're not only known in Britain and Europe, we're known all over the world.
Yeah. So is there any famous boxer's name that you could call that come through this camp? Or,
Yeah, Morris Cole.
Oh yeah, which is I know, I know that Morris did it, but that's it. Obviously, because we don't used to knock the people out. Because you hear about Morris, did it? So how many fights have you fight?
How many fights have we had?
Yeah.
65 amateurs, and they had 19 pro.
19 pro.
Lost 2, drawn 1. British champion.
Yeah. And what year was he British champion?
92.
1992. Yeah.
Had it, defended it. That's when fighters were proper fighters, you know? People come to kill you them days, you know? Yeah, and everybody fought each other, you know, it wasn't no ducking and diving.
Yeah.
Trouble is with boxing now, I don't know if you understand it, but too many belts to fight for, so people got to go that way, that way, that way. Whereas when I was fighting in the day, you know, you fight whoever's in front of you. So whoever's in front of you, that's who you want to fight. Not this way, that way, you know.
Yeah.
You want to go in a straight line, bam. Who's in front of you, you find them.
Yeah. So most man is just skipping along these days.
Well, there's a lot of avenues in it, you know, so, you know, a lot of routes to take. You don't have to necessarily take the hardest one, you can take a...
So one thing I've heard, I don't know if it's true say, but I've heard that this camp used to produce some dangerous people who don't even, they wouldn't even allow to fight because there was so many hard knockers from the camp.
Well, I think, sorry, go on.
The camp was being sabotaged in somewhat way, like.
I won't say sabotage. What was going on? We came on the scene and we created such an impact on the scene. We were knocking everybody out, and that wasn't supposed to happen because we were just new on the scene. So we were, for example, fighting guys who had a lot more experience than us, a lot more fights than us. So say we had 10 fights or 5 fights, they'd have had 50, and we're beating them convincingly and knocking them out. So they couldn't understand what was going on. So with that respect, and also at the time it was predominantly the black area, even though the gym wasn't just predominantly black, it was full of all cultures, white, Pakistani, everybody, you know, so, you know, there's no one race in there.
Yeah.
But they presume because it's from my side, then it's, you know, we're all black monkeys or whatever we are to call us. And but what I didn't know really, that's what fueled us. That's what gives us the incentive to knock them out, even if you get hurt worse, knockout and knocked out. That's what fueled us, so it wasn't a hard answer.
Yeah. So even though, like you're saying, it wasn't a sabotage, but did you not think that kind of stopped the whole, because there could have been a lot more achieved, even though there was a lot achieved, but there could be, if they didn't try to stop that route, like.
Well, to try, but you know, at the end of the day, you fight with this in the ring, you know, so look, if you beat someone on points, they can turn it around and say the other person won, even though you know damn well you won. But if you knock them out, there's no answer, that's the answer there. So they can try and sabotage it, but they can't prove facts, you know. So if you knock them out, that's the best way, and that's what drummed into us. You know, we don't have to beat them on points. They say like if you go Liverpool,
Yeah.
for instance, you know, if you knock the guy out, you might get a draw. It's that bad, you know.
Wow. So you could knock a guy out, which is
No, it's just a saying. It's just a saying.
okay.
Yeah.
It didn't literally happen.
Nah. If you
Okay.
knock someone out.
Yeah, but that would be the finish, innit? Because you
Yeah,
get
if you
knocked
knock
out.
them out, they're knocked out. And there's no arguing about the result. They're knocked out.
But I'm saying, have you had a result before in the past where you've knocked someone out and they said it's a draw? I'm saying that.
That don't go in. That don't go.
Alright, I thought
Yeah.
that's what you was trying to
No,
say.
it's just a saying.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get. Yeah. So what about like younger people through the Mossad community coming through? Is there any way of like getting the younger ones interested in boxing? Like, do you think there's any way of? Cause
Yeah, well, what's happening with the young ones? Young ones these days, there's more choice for younger generation. There's more choice in life, more choice in the things you can do yourself. Boxing isn't like it was, you know, the generation before me had a lot harder, and as it's progressed forward, it's gotten much easier because you got more choice. So you don't necessarily have to box. You know, if you want to box, just pick up the PlayStation, you can box on that. You know, you don't have to want to play football, pick up the PlayStation. You know, when we were kids in my generation, it was going out making, you know, go-karts and, you know, run up and down the place, and the streets were full of kids. Nothing to do, but, you know, you make something to do, you'd work it out. But now you got plenty of choices. So, you know.
I know, but I'm talking like actual, you know, Mayweathers and Muhammad Ali's and Morris and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, people
Yeah.
like that. I'm saying we need future people like that to keep
Yeah, of
up.
course, to keep sport alive, you do. You know, there's people still coming through all the time. You know, it's not in the same impact as it was back in the day because there's a lot more to gain. You know, back in the day, but now there's less to gain, but the values are the same. You know, to be a world champion these days, I'm not knocking it at all. To be a world champion or any kind of champion, it's a lot easier than it was a long time ago.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, you know, like being inside the Mossad community for that long, like over 40 years, and then seeing a lot of different changes between, you know, the kids growing up and the gang fights and all that. I'm saying now we see a lot of stabbing going on in the community with the kids and that. I'm saying if there was trying to like occupy some of that time, like, you know what I mean, trying to come into the gym and try to at least, I don't know, let the anger out on some of the boxing in the right way, or I don't know how to explain it. And do you think that something that could be show a bit more support, like?
Well, you know, you say show a bit more support, but you know, I'm constantly doing it. I'm constantly getting the kids out there and saying, what are you doing yourself, what are you doing in your life, come up here, you know, we try this and try that. And there's a lot of martial arts sports going, so they've got plenty of choice to do that, you know. But like I said to you, it's about choices. The kids have got a lot of choices these days. Before, we never had choices, so they had to come in the gym. The board stiff, you know, what to find out what's going on. I myself walked in the gym, walked in this boxing gym, and I went to a sports school, and I left school and then I started messing around on the streets, but nothing to do in the streets. And then someone said to me, come to this gym, and I said, right, it's what I'm used to. And I came to the gym. I wasn't interested in boxing, you know, it just happened to be a boxing gym, and this is where my life turned. So, you know, that's all it took me to walk into a gym. So tell these kids, come in here, you never know, out of every 100 you might get one.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, like, obviously we can't go inside these parents' houses, but I'm saying, don't you think it takes some of the parents them to start influence and telling the kids them like what to do? Because I feel like now, from the kids them get to a certain age, especially in the black community now, everyone feeling like, okay, they do what they want, and it's not supposed to be the case. It's like no one can't talk to anyone, and you should be able to like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, the kids, yeah, you're right, you know, it does start from the parents, you know. They need to know that, you know, need to know that they can't do certain, if they're not doing anything, you know, there's a choice there, you know. So, but I think all kids should do some kind of sports anyway.
That's what I'm
regardless.
saying. Exactly.
All kids should do something.
Because if you should tell your kids, listen, that's what you're doing, then they should have the respect and follow the order and just know that, okay, this is what they're supposed to do. If they choose to do something else, then okay, make sure you be consistent at that as well.
Yeah, you sort them out.
Yeah.
Choice up to theirs. You know. Tell them three of them to pick. Tell them to pick a sport. Is that getting your nerves up?
No, that's good. Yeah.
So if people come in the gym, you see, now you see.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's
So,
alright, leave them.
just
I've got a couple of minutes, so.
all right, yeah, man. Let's wrap up in a minute, yeah. So yeah, so just tell us a bit more, like what we could, if you got anything to say to the younger ones, like what we could try and get them in. I know you're trying to do your best, word for word, but just in case we can speak to some of the parents and let the parents encourage the kids, you know.
Well, we start juniors. You should find out more what's going on in the own community because we have this gym. We've had this gym here for like nearly 4 years. It's been here, and the amount of people that come to me every day and said they don't know what's going on. We had a film out the other day on BT Sport told us about this gym.
Yeah.
And the amount of people that came to me and said they didn't know this was going on in here. It's untrue. You know, when my classes are on, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, evenings, afternoons, you know, it's usually kids from out the area that come in. I mean, if you're talking about in the area, talking about percentage, you're talking about 80% of the kids that come in are from different areas.
Yeah.
You know, 20% are from the area.
But why
So
do you
what
think
does
that
that
is?
tell you?
Why do you think that is, though?
Well, we're here. We've been here for 4 years. You know, parents should know what's going on. Kids do know what's going on. Like I said, I think it's down to choices. People have more choices now to do other things. They're really interested in what's going on right in front of them, right under the nose.
Yeah.
You know.
So just in case for anyone that's interested, what days, what classes you offer, what? Can you just give us?
We're open every day, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Anybody come in.
Yeah.
And then we're open Monday, Wednesday, Friday for boxers and the amateurs. Also, any key fitters as well.
Okay. And do you offer any other service inside the gym?
Boxing's on every day.
Okay.
Every day,
All right,
except
now,
Sunday.
I asked that because just I see you got a couple of treadmills and that over there, so I don't know if like regular
Yeah,
people.
it's usually keep fitting as part of training.
Okay, it's just part of the
boxing's not just punching. You have to.
Yeah. No, I know that, but I don't know if you got like just normal people off the street who don't do boxing, who just come in and just do
Now
training
we
as
open
well.
up to men, women, children start at the age of 10.
Okay.
I believe kids should be kids, man, and don't force them to put them in a gym early, like age 6 and all that.
Yeah.
Kids be kids, man, and mess around.
Yeah.
And when they're ready, they can get their own little mind. They can come down here. It's not too late to learn. It's good.
Start, yeah. Okay. So 3 days a week, you said a boxing class on, yeah?
Every day in the day.
Every day in the day. But, okay.
3 nights a week, the boxing class is on.
Okay, yeah.
Saturdays just for the boxers.
Okay. Oh, it's just for the boxers, yeah? All right then.
Thursday, women's boxing only as well.
All right then, yeah. So respect Maurice. So we're just gonna let everyone know. So just come down to some Champs Camp, Phil Martin Center, yeah. Original.
All right.
All right, Maurice.